Hey guys, Coach Dave here.
Coach Eddie here.
All right, we're back with another episode of WOD Science. So this week we're going to be discussing the shoulder, and I think we're going to break this one up into about 4, maybe 5 episodes.
Yep.
Shoulder, you want to think of it as like the hip. It's the hip of the shoulder, basically.
Same ball and socket joint. So we're going to be working on a few aspects of it: the front, like inside, above, and definitely the back as well.
Yeah. So I think today we're going to be discussing the front, where the pec and the front of that delt meet, and we'll give you a couple things we can work on.
Alrighty, guys. One of the moves that I want to cover today is going to be a kettlebell pullover. So we will need a kettlebell for this, obviously. I like to go ahead and kind of grip it just like this, and my thumbs are kind of hooked around it, hands on the outside. We'll go ahead, lay all the way flat on the ground, fully extend those arms up, and make sure everything's kind of flat. Then we're just bringing this kettlebell all the way back, just touching the ground lightly, and bringing it back up to that 90-90 position. All the way back down. You should really feel this opening up the front, and that front a little bit underneath as well. This is good just for shoulders all around, but this is a good one definitely to kind of just help open up the area for you guys.
All right, guys. So my favorite for the front of the shoulder. So this is going to be something like I get a lot of people talk about. They have pain kind of in the back of their shoulder blade, kind of in the middle of their back, and it shoots up, gives them kind of a stiff neck where it's hard to turn to one side. So a lot of people think it's going to be that's where the pain is. It's in the back, so they start mashing up the back. And although you're probably hitting a couple knots back there, that's not really where the problem's coming from. I usually find it's coming from that pec minor, which is going to be deep, kind of underneath that pec. And then you think about it, kind of wraps around and goes under the shoulder blade, so that's kind of where you're feeling it. So the only way to get it is to kind of do this one. So I like to use a 35-pound bar. The 35 is a little bit thinner, so that's why I like this one. And then just grab yourself a kettlebell like a 35. You're going to grab that 35, you're going to put it in that hand, and you're going to find the spots, kind of just lay over that barbell where it's in between the pec and the delt, and then you're going to really press into it. And now I've hit that spot, and now we're going to externally rotate and kind of go back and forth like a seesaw here. We can go little circles, and we're just going to keep mashing, finding and hunting those different spots. We can drop a little bit more, find those different spots in there, and then when you're done, you just drop the kettlebell. I obviously do both sides, because sometimes one side can be tighter than the other, and it kind of pulls on the neck a little bit, so that's how you loosen it up.
Alrighty, guys, we're going to do another one that Coach Dave kind of demoed to me. So you can consider it kind of like a reverse mouse trap almost. You might feel it in the pec, you might feel it a little bit into the subscap as well. It's okay. It's definitely worth doing, kind of loosening up this entire area in general. We'll reach more about underneath the shoulder and then the armpit itself in a later episode. This is even good for some of the T-spine as well. So what you do is you'll have a barbell, a 35-pound one, and you'll set it a little lower than the hanging arm one that we just covered. But you come down, you lay down. What you want to do is you want to work your forehead toward the ground. The narrower your hands are together, the more intense the stretch gets. So you can kind of widen it out and make it a little easier on yourself. And then kind of just focus on breathing, kind of sinking down further each and every breath that you take. If you are looking for a modification, if that's even too intense, you could think about raising the bar up a little higher, maybe resting your shoulders on it as well. Kind of focusing on dropping down through. You might feel that one a little more underneath though, but still generally kind of creating the same thing.
Another episode of WOD Science in the books. So we covered today the front of the shoulder.
Yep.
We discussed that. This will probably be broken down. The shoulder is a complicated joint, basically. So
ball and socket joint moves in a bunch of directions, just like the hip. So with the hip, we had a number of videos, and we'll probably be doing the same thing for the shoulder as well.
Yeah. All right, guys. Remember, optimize your body.
Optimize your potential.
And then optimize your life. So move better, live better. See you guys next time.
See you guys.